And we are back. Pokemon Ruby, Hardcore Nuzlocke, the run continues. We have made it to Glacia, the third member of the Elite Four, and her primarily Ice-type Pokemon. We just have her, Drake, and Steven left in this run. Let's do this. I have chosen Breloom, our Akira here, to go first and lead the charge. The Brick Break being stab and super effective is just going to be money in the bank here, and I think we're just going to have a really good time. We have Altaria is probably not going to see any light of day here as it is 4 times weak to Ice, but I think Manectric could be a good pivot. Dusclops super beefy. We can always swap into him and hope for the best. And yeah, but I think this is going to be Breloom's moment. I think the curtain is going to drop, and I think the Brick Breaks are just going to come through here. So let's see what happens. Now, if one of these Pokemon hold on from a Brick Break and get off a crucial Ice Beam or Blizzard, we are absolutely dead to a critical hit, but we might just be dead either way here. So we're just going to go all in here. Akira with the Brick Break. Let's see if we can one-shot the Glalie. If not, we have Bulk Up to punish any healing being done. But again, if it holds on and hits us with an Ice-type move, we may lose Breloom. So Celio, big girl here. Big Seal drops as well. That is 2 down, 3 to go. Celio comes down again, a little bit chubbier, a little bit higher in level. It cannot hold on. As you can see, it really is going to be a showdown between Breloom and the Walrein herself. Do you believe in Akira? I do. Akira, you want it all. You have to break the bricks, and it is not enough. Walrein holds on, and we're going to have to tank a super effective Stab Blizzard, and it's not possible. It's not possible, and the greed in my heart leads to an absolute casualty before Steven. That is a free swap that we lose. That is a Pokemon that could do massive damage we lose. That is a loss, and I think we'll be fine as far as finishing Glacia here, as Asahi should be able to snipe with a Thunderbolt and take down the magnificent Walrus that is Walrein. And that is brutal. That is absolutely brutal, but I think we can win the 1v1 here with Asahi and Glalie. Breloom would not have been able to be used against Drake, but potentially could get him in there against Steven and maybe take out 1 or 2 Pokemon, as fighting type is really good against Steven's steel types primarily. So a crucial loss to Glacia, a little bit too confident, a little bit too safe there. But went for it all, absolutely went for it, and Blizzard had a 30% chance of missing, so really we rolled the dice, we took the risk, and it completely backfired. So now it's going to be 5 Pokemon left against Drake and Steven. Let's go see what happens. All right, it is time to take on the final member of the Elite Four, that being Drake, and I'm going to bring out Mikhail here. The Dusclops with my hidden secret moveset. I think this is so cheesy. I think this is absolutely beautiful. We're going to utilize Gen 3 to the most of her ability here. And our team is looking quite strange for a Final 5, I will say. I really hope we have enough offense and attack power against Steven because his team is so defensive with the steel types. But we're going to have to see how this goes. I think we have a really good matchup against Drake, and I'm confident in this. We did lose 1 there to Glacia, but that is okay. Let's go ahead and lose none to Drake, and we'll have a 5v6 against Champion Steven. And I think if we play it right, we should be able to win. Even though we will be down a Pokemon, we just got to play it right. The Metagross is definitely very scary. So we are going to have, because it can hit super effective. Maybe Mikhail can clutch in that one as well, but let's see. Let's dive right in. I'm already worrying about Steven, but let's not forget about Drake here. Any silly mistakes, and Drake will absolutely punish us for it. So he's gonna throw out the very cute little Shelgon here. There's this little bundle of joy that you just want to give a hug. And unfortunately for Drake and Shelgon, we are going to abuse that and try to max out Calm Mind so that we can sweep the rest of the team. So let's do that. It goes for a Protect. So we're already going to punish one of its Protect turns with the Calm Mind. We're buffed in Special Attack and Special Defense. We're going for 2, and it goes for a double Protect and plays right into our hands. Now we are +2/+2. This is all in on the critical hits as the crunch comes down, but does hardly anything given that. So it does have a way to stop us, but we also have rest to get that health back. So we are +3/+2 right now because we did lose the special defense drop on that. Another crunch comes down, and we are absolutely playing with fire because I think we do die to a critical hit. I'm going to go for one more. And oh my God, we are not learning from our combustion dying in the 5th gym, but I'm willing. I am so willing. Just forget it. I'm going all in. If you crit me, then you crit me. I'm doing this. We're doing this live, and I am maxed out. I am +6, +5. I'm going all in for a rest. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Yes, baby girl. It did not crit. We have the wake up berry. And now I think if it does crit, I think we just hold on. But either way, it is gone. Please don't crit. I'm begging. This is really not a great place to be in. You don't ever want to be in a spot where you're just begging the opponent not to critical hit. But again, it is a 1 in 16 chance unless you have an item or a move that buffs that. And now this Flygon, there is a Flygon here that does not have access to Crunch. So we're really just playing games with Crunch. So we are +6, +4. That means +6 offense, +4 defense on the special side of things, and that means we will one-shot everything, and as long as they do not crit through that +4 defense, we are absolutely fine. We use the rest play to get us back to full health. Very scary stuff. The Intimidate is not going to matter. However, if Salamence crits through the Crunch, everything comes crashing down. Now, Dragon Claw is also special, so that did not do anything. And that is absolutely beautiful. 4 times super effective, max out attack. Mikhail is absolutely popping off. Altaria is dancing with the dragons, but it is not enough as another Ice Beam comes down. And we are looking so good right now. And that only leaves one more Pokemon, and it is the other Flygon, and it sets up the Sandstorm to encase its dying corpse. That is so brutal. That is so dark. What am I even saying at this point? The Sandstorm comes down. It's not enough. The Flygon goes down, and Mikhail the Dusclops cleans up shop. Drake falls, and now it is time for Champion Steven. We don't even need to split these videos up. Let's heal up. Let's look at the drawing board. What can we do? 5v6, Champion Steven, no holding back. Let's do it. So this is it. Us versus Champion Steven, and my goodness, it comes down to this 5v6, and we're going to lead with Mikhail again, our secret strategy with the Dusclops. Now, it's not going to be able to do anything really against the Metagross, but I'm hoping, again, we can clear 2, 3, maybe even 4 Pokemon with the Dusclops and then be able to use our final 4 to maneuver whatever Steven has left to throw at us. But either way, let's just see how much work our Dusclops can do, as it is harder to swap into slower Pokemon anyway. So let's go ahead and get our tank in there and just do absolute work. Any critical hits are going to be detrimental, but this is it. 5v6 comes down to the wire. This is our Gen 3 on the line. This is our final Gen 3 game. We've beaten 4 out of 5. If we can do this, we have beaten Gen 3, we've beaten Gen 4, we've beaten Gen 6, and that just leaves one final Gen 5 run as far as vanilla Nuzlockes go. So here we go, 5v6, us versus Steven, and the Skarmory comes down. All right, so Skarmory is known for its toxic stall plays. We don't have a Poison Berry, but we do have the Wake Up Berry. So we're going to run basically the same strat that we did. We're going to get as many Calm Minds off as we can. So that toxic plus physical damage is really going to ramp up. So we're going to have to be pretty careful about this. So we can tank one of those. I'm okay for going with 2. It does connect on the Stab Steel Wing, which is unfortunate. It gets a buff on the defense. That's not going to matter too much. We got to keep in mind that the toxic plus damage, is it going to be enough for rest? That's what we need to keep in mind. If it goes for another Steel Wing plus toxic, we're not going to be able to get the rest off with the damage. So this is very tricky. Toxic does have a mischance. Steel Wing does have a mischance. However, if we used rest and it goes for spikes, I'm going to be very disappointed. But if it lands another Steel Wing or Aerial Ace on top of the poison, we might be in trouble. So I'm going to play it safe, and we get outplayed to the heavens. It uses spikes. We were going to be just fine. Either way, though, because if it crit with the poison, we definitely would have lost. So we're at +2. We are at +2. Skarmory special defense is not great, and I think we've got to go for this. I think we've got to go for the Ice Beam. It does not go for the Toxic, which is absolutely beautiful. And we get Skarmory to half, which is really nice. And if it can miss a Toxic, it goes for another Steel Wing, so we're not going to be ticking away, but it does get a critical hit, which is absolutely brutal. Now, we do have Rest. We do have another Rest here as Cradily comes down, and Cradily does not have access to a super effective move, and we do with the Ice Beam. Oh my god, I misclicked. I was so hyped. I was so ready to go, and I was trying to look at the moves, but we do get Cradily all the way down, and I was going to potentially use another Calm Mind. Cradily goes faster, so if it crits, I think we die. If it crits, I think we die, but I'm willing to go for a Rest here. As Champion Steven uses Full Restore, I should have went for Calm Mind. I absolutely should have went for Calm Mind. We just need to calm it down. We just need to slow it down here and see what Cradily does. Now, if Cradily gets any Ancient Power procs, we are absolutely in trouble. But it's going for the third, and it's got a 10% chance on those, and I do believe we wake up on this turn. I believe we wake up on this turn, and I'm going to go for the Ice Beam, and it gets a nice Confuse Ray off. But we are +2/+2. We don't want to swap out, so we just need Mikhail to clutch, and he cannot, and he hurts himself in confusion. And the Sludge Bomb comes down. No poison here, no critical. Beautiful stuff, Mikhail. You got to pop out, and it does not. And the Stage Fright is happening on the champion stage, and a Giga Drain comes down, and that is just chipping away at Mikhail. The confusion plus a Rest is just backfiring as it gets Cradily down. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Champion Steven would use another heal from that range, and he does not, and I am wrong as I go for a Calm Mind, and now we are +3/+3, and if you just bear with me, I'm going to get greedy for another Rest as Giga Drain comes down, and this is fine. If we can somehow get Mikhail up to +3 or +4 or +5, we'll take whatever we can get, but we don't have the Wake Up Berry as the Confuse Ray comes down and is going to be absolutely devastating, but we only need to get one more Ice Beam off. We can't get poisoned as we're asleep, so this is not clean. This is not textbook, but we are really using this Cradily to our advantage, and I don't think, unless it critical hits a Ancient Power and gets the buff, I think we're just fine. No crits, no poison. We snap out of confusion, and we finish off the fossiled Pokemon. Really good stuff. Okay, that was not pretty, but Mikhail has taken out 2 and is still primed and ready for more. As the Claydol comes down, and we are +3/+3, and if it gets a light screen off, that is going to be looking really good. Ancient Power is looking really good, but again, Claydol has it does have Earthquake, so that will bypass our Calm Mind, and it is Stab Earthquake, which is nice. So given that, I think we're actually going to go for the Ice Beam as Steven goes for the most damage he possibly can, and we may be dead to a Stab Earthquake now, but given that, I think, oh goodness, well, we actually have to go for Ice Beam, because if he goes for Earthquake and we don't use Rest, or if we use Calm Mind, then we are in trouble, because then Claydol can outspeed the next turn because we're so slow. So I'm going all in on the Ice Beam. The Full Restore does come down. We could have tried a Calm Mind or Rest Cheese on that, but that means we're just going to be playing with more criticals as we bring Claydol down. And now I am willing to roll this last one as long as Claydol does not get a critical hit, and Mikhail is still flexing on Champion Steven. We are making do. We got to remember that Dusclops is the one that replaced the Exploud, and is the only reason that we are here right now. All right, so Aggron is so slow. Can Aggron outspeed? And 3 of the 4 moves Aggron has is special, so the Earthquake will probably kill or get us in range. So do we go for the Rest, or do we? I think we roll the Rest. Can we live this Earthquake is the question, and we can, and Mikhail gets a 150 HP reprieve off of that. Now, how bad is this going to look after these Earthquakes? And of course, it's a critical hit. It is an absolute critical hit. This is brutal. This is so brutal, and I think that means Aggron is just going to rain down more Earthquakes, and if that did not crit, I think we could have got off one more Ice Beam here, but we also need to keep in mind that our passive wears down Aggron's Earthquake power points here, and I do think we're just going to say goodbye to our Ghost Casper the Ghost here, and another critical hit. Aggron double critting with the Earthquakes on Mikhail, and we lose our second Pokemon in the Elite Four here. And now I believe we go for Kagari, who cannot get hit by the Earthquake, but can get one shot by Thunder if it does somehow land. But I think that is the play. I think that, oh my god, I cannot. I am misclicking so hard this round. The pressure is just getting to me. So Surf really needs to one-shot. We do have Sea Incense, which buffs water-type moves. We should be faster. Aggron's special defense is absolutely atrocious. However, if Aggron does not die to this Surf and responds with a Thunder and it hits for 4 times, super effective, I'm going to be so close to leaving. And please, to goodness, just finish the big boy, avenging our Dusclops. And now I believe it is a 2v4. This is right where we want to be. And now let's see if we can beat Armaldo here without too many issues. Let's go ahead and use a Protect to stop the Ancient Power buff that it's probably going to go for. Now it's down to 4 Ancient Powers. We do not want the Armadillo to get out of hand. Surf probably won't kill, but it does. Kagari the Pelican from downtown. Are you serious right now? Absolutely ridiculous. And the Metagross comes down, Steven's signature Pokemon. And let's just go ahead and see what it's going to go for here. Maybe Hyper Beam, maybe Meteor Mash, Psychic, Stab Psychic, of course. It's going straight for it. We're going to go for the neutral Surf, unless we just die to a Stab Psychic. Beautiful damage from the ace here, but we do set up Metagross, and if we can get one more Surf off, forget that. Hyper Beam comes down, and we are, oh my god, the Pelican, the absolute Pelican lives a Hyper Beam with 8 HP and flexes with its own Citrus, and if that is outside of heal range, please, Kagari, just take the win. Metagross must recharge, and we get Cynthia flashbacks with a fadeaway critical. Metagross falls, and the Pelican with the biggest beak NA is just laughing at Champion Steven. Give us that 11,600 and we are about to hit the town. Wow. That is just ridiculous. I cannot believe it. Pelipper becoming one of my favorite Pokemons. Of course, it really is just a discount Gyarados with the water flying, but who really cares? Beautiful stuff. That is Gen 3 complete. That is Gen 4 complete. That is Gen 6. And that only leaves, I believe it is Pokemon Black 2 to Hardcore Nuzlocke. I am so excited about this. As it took me, I believe, 4 times to get the Hardcore Nuzlocke for White 2 done. So we've learned so much since then. We've grown so much since then. I'm hoping we can just come in on the first attempt and use everything we've learned from the 20, 30 plus Nuzlockes and just bring it home. And then we have so many different ideas and different avenues we can take this in. So amazing stuff, ranting and rambling over. Really proud of this ragtag group of heroes, and yeah, fantastic stuff. We beat Champion Steven, and now we are on to our next game. Beautiful. As always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.